Okay, welcome back to the Aqua Illumination LED module and the Profilux Controller marriage. This is part number probably 1004. So we're going to continue on with the tutorial. Here we're actually describing the Tunzi pumps and comparing the controller, the 7096 Tunzi controller, which is the newest one out there, and the Profilux controller. And we're just talking about the wave frequency. So one of the first things I noticed on the Profilux, or I should say the Tunzi 7096, I found a resonance frequency that was 0.33 seconds. And when I first got this controller, what you notice here is the minimum, duration, 1 second. How'd that get changed? Right angle waves. Okay, I selected a button, messed some stuff up. All right, so one of the things I noticed with the Profilux is it did not allow me to get down to 0.34 seconds or 0.33 seconds. In fact, the lowest it goes is 0.4 seconds. So instantly I was upset. I'm like, oh my gosh, it doesn't meet my needs. I can't get low enough. I can't get the resonance frequency. But what I learned is the amount of time is actually different. Even though the Tunzi says I need a 0.33 for that device, what I actually find meets the resonance frequency for the Profilux is 0.6 seconds. But here's a major disadvantage or a difference between the two. The Tunzi 7096 allows adjustments at the 100th of a second. So I can go 0.30, 0.31, 0.32, 0.33, 0.34. With the Profilux, you can only adjust by 1/10 of a second, 0.4 seconds to 0.5, 0.6. So you really don't get that really fine-tuned wave. And that's the result that we see here. Even though this is a really good wave, there is a little bit of cancellation in the middle. When I had this 7096 connected with the frequency of 0.33, I really had a perfect wave. In fact, with the same voltage level I have set now, this wave is about a 1/2 to 3/4 inch, and what I had on the Tunzi was a full 1-inch wave. So by tweaking that resonance frequency, you can get a more optimal wave. Again, a minor difference. I'm very happy with this wave action. As you can see, it works really well. Okay. So that was a little difference between the two. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention though, the Tunzi did not allow a night mode. It just totally shut the pump off. So what happens here with the night mode is you can select, where's the button? Nocturnal decrease of current. I enabled the feature. And this occurs from 7 o'clock at night until 5 o'clock in the morning. And that's when I have my lunar cycle running. And that allows you to dim from whatever you set your daytime, which max I have set at 100%, and it dims down to 20%. Another feature that I enabled here is what we call random wave reduction, which again just leads towards, and this is a feature that Tunzi doesn't offer, but this gives that massive flexibility that you don't find in any other controller. Instead of just having my Tunzi pumps running at 100% all the time, I can have random wave reduction 40%. And that's what you're seeing down here with the wave box. Sometimes I'm at a 98%. Sometimes it's only 84, 83. It'll go all the way down to 60% at times. So the wave intensity is constantly changing just a little bit. How much? I will say it's very, very slight, because you would expect some wave cancellation as a result because you're pulsing so fast. And I don't really get much of a cancellation. So how much softer is it? I'm not sure I can really tell the difference, to tell you the truth. Okay. So why don't we take a look at what this is? And another feature I want to show you is what the lights look like at night. So we're going to go back to the general setting, and I'm going to change our clock. It's now 1:14 because I talked for so long. I've been talking for about an hour. So, oops. I'm going to set this to, let's say, 8:14 at night. So I'm going to save and load. So the first thing we see in the tank is that the lights have dimmed down. But guess what? Since we're at night, so did the wave intensity. And this is a great thing about the Profilux that you don't find in the Tunzi. The Tunzi turns those pumps completely off, but the Profilux allows you to just dim it. Now look how soft that wave is. Now the wave is around 20% instead of being at, oh, I don't think that helps. I tried a different feature on the camera here, sorry. So that just dims the frequency. So what is the intensity of our nighttime mode? Well, let's go back and take a look at our pumps. And now look at the current state. Again, I said it was 20%, but because we had 40% random wave reduction, it's going to be anywhere from 20% down to about 12%. And you get this subtle wave for nighttime. Allows your fish to rest, allows for proper coral spawning, allows for natural things to occur in the reef. At least so we think. Alright, so that's it with the pumps. I'm going to go back and turn our clock back on. Go back to 1 o'clock. Save, load. Actually, I'm lying. Let's go back to 8 o'clock at night, save, load. And I wanted to show you the moon effect. So what we see here, this moon is about 60%. Look at our light scenario. Our blue is only 2% intensity. Because the max level it could be is 7%. So that certainly isn't the 60%. Oh, I guess you have clouds at night. I didn't realize. So we went from 1%, now we're at 2%. So again, this thing is constantly changing. Every day is different in the reef. And so it is in nature. All right, 115. Save and load. We're going to go back. We talked about the pumps, dosing, maintenance. All right, now we're going to take a look at the probes and sensors. pH value. This is quite complicated. I won't really talk about it here. I don't do nocturnal change. I said it once and forgot about it. But the pH probe does have the capability of running calcium reactors and alk reactors as well. So you certainly have that option available. I won't talk about it here. Temperature probe. Again, a very complicated thing. I said it once and I left it alone. This is my nominal temperature at 78%. I have an alarm enabled and I have it set so if it reaches a certain temperature, it will alarm and let me know. Summer switching you can enable. Again, very complicated. I won't go into full details here. Level control. Okay, this one has some great features. You can do more than just auto top off, which is all I'm using it for. You can also have multiple probes. Up to, I think, 3 different probes can be used. You can have auto top off, you can use one for leak detection, you can use one for a top range and one for a bottom range, min-max control. You can also set it up to do a water change. So you can set up your floats, and you set, I think, one high and one low, and it goes from one level to the other level and it stops. That's your water change. ATO and water change, you can set one sensor to do both functions. ATO with 2 sensors. Many different opportunities. Mine's pretty basic. I also have max time set on the Eheim pump, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. If it goes longer than that, it will do this timeout overdue. This took me a while to figure out because I kept getting an alarm in the tank and I could not figure out what was going on. And what it is you time out your pump so you won't get any ATO feature. And because I don't have an alarm, it doesn't sound, I just get the alarm button beeping, blinking on the unit. And what would happen over here is it times out and then you have to click this reset error button in order to re-enable and clear that alarm feature. That took me quite a while. So if I can save somebody a little bit of time by finding that if you're having some auto top off problems, that's probably your problem right there. If you don't want it, all you need to do is turn that max time off, turn this feature off, the alarm feature off, and then you don't get that. But the advantage of having it is you prevent your pump from burning out. And my auto top off is a small reservoir, plus this is the office, and I'm frequently away doing some training. So if I am, I rely on the other staff to fill it, and if they don't and they forget, it burns out the pump. So this protects the pump. They call me, oh, it's not working. I tell them what to do, and then we get it fixed. No big deal. Good feature. Okay, that's the end of this lesson.